Hello, Capricorn. Welcome to your weekly reading for May 19th to the 25th. This is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in, Capricorn. Here we are. This is going to be one of the biggest weeks in your lifetime. I hope you're aware of that. This is obviously we have a highlight of the year, right? Saturn moving into Aries. This is really big. I've been hyping you up to this, building you up to this. This is the third of the 4 outer planets changing signs this year, okay? In that compressed period of time that we've never seen in modern human history, this is history making, okay? And you know it's more than that. You know it's not just Saturn moving into Aries, and we're going to talk about that, all right? And I have talked about that. You know, Neptune's here too, but there's still a lot more to it. Just know this is a landmark moment, right, of epic proportions, especially because Saturn is your ruling planet. So we'll discuss this, all right? You see what's happening on the same day, one of the most major conjunctions of the year. So your life is changing, Capricorn. You've seen your life changing, and I would even refer back to mid-March, where you started seeing this big wave that I've talked about, all right? So welcome to the Great Awakening. Welcome to the year of ascension. Welcome to the age of wisdom and the brink of the age of Aquarius. This is big. So let's jump right in. All right. We'll get to it. All right. But I do want to welcome you to the most stimulating, exciting, insanely optimistic, fruit-bearing weeks, one of the least boring weeks of May. All right. And remember, the blue asterisk, always the best aspects of the week. And look at all the aspects are all amazing. Look at all these sextiles. Look at all these trines. This is a shift, again, of epic proportion. You're probably already feeling that Uranus schizemi. You're still feeling that from last weekend, okay? Jupiter's with the nodes and Chiron. You're doing some healing work, some transformation. But I do want to congratulate you because remember I told you in your May forecast, I said there's only 2 challenging aspects in May, and they were last week. So you passed them. All right. And now from this point forward, everything just moves in this amazing, auspicious direction. Remember, May is one of the most auspicious months of the entire year. And this is when you really feel it. Okay. Now, Tuesday, May 20th, Capricorn, we got the sun sextiling Saturn. We have the sun sextiling Neptune as well, as you can see. We'll talk about that later. Let's stick to this sun sextile Saturn for now. Again, your ruling planet. But this aspect is happening at 29 degrees, which is a critical degree. It's an anaretic degree. It's the anaretic degree. It's big. It's big because what comes after 29 in astrology? 0. Remember what I said, out with the old, in with the new. That's the biggest theme that's happening right now. All right. So 29 degrees is a peak. It's a culmination. It's a graduation for everything that you've been experiencing and working on for the past few years with Saturn, which has been in Pisces with your North Node in your 3rd house, which is communication. And it's launching businesses. It's doing new things. It's writing. It's reporting. It's researching. It's a lot of family energy as well as neighbors and travel. But again, there's a lot more to it. Your local community. There's so much more to it. But anyway, this is big now, all right? And I want to let you know something. When outer planets leave a sign for a new one, as you see Saturn doing here, 29 degrees, going to be in Aries at 0 degrees just a few days later, there's some that leave you a parting gift, yeah? And this is especially big for you. Again, your ruling planet, but now with the sun, which is a life force, optimism, energy, everything. The sun in Taurus, your BFF, fellow earth sign, right? Now with your ruler, Saturn. So remember, I've told you the past few months, even last year, Saturn, right? You work with his rules because Saturn is karma and life lessons. You're going to be rewarded. Now here you go. Here's your reward. Here's your diploma. All right. You went through the Saturn North Node conjunction in April. So this is a really big deal. Saturn's giving you wings because sextiles are windows of opportunity, but they help you thrive and prosper and grow. And he's doing that for you before he moves into a completely new area of your life, right? So this is going to be big. And Saturn, listen, he's a ruler, so you're used to Saturn, right? You are the hardworking sign. It's you, Capricorn. Capricorns tend to prioritize work. You are disciplined, right? You embody all that Saturn stuff. And so I did tell you the past few weeks that Saturn is making things easier for you now. All right. This is going to be really nice. It's going to be really nice. He's still going to test you. That's what Saturn does. He gives you reality checks. That's what Saturn does, but he does it so you have structure and discipline and longevity to your commitments, to what you've put your time and energy into to commit to. Okay. And so now he's working with the sun, setting you up, helping you build that bridge with this amazing aspect that I want you to use, because the sun sextile Saturn in general is rewards. It's achievement. It's recognition. It's success. It's promotions. It's all of that. Saturn's also the authority. Very likely for a lot of Capricorns. Very likely. Doors opening up for you by an authority figure. Okay? Making things happen for you. This is going to be big. Again, before he moves into Aries. So it's kind of like this parting gift, and you only get this aspect 2 times a year. And this is the last one this year. So please take inspired action, right? This is going to be big. There's going to be likely, even for a lot of y'all, possibly some news that you received. There could be some agreements, contracts in the works this week. It's going to be big. And then for a lot of y'all as well, there's this big change happening for you because Saturn natively rules you, right? Natively rules Aquarius as well. So this is big because for you, this is all about you. This is all about you and your determination and your discipline and your long-term goals, as well as self-worth, self-value, especially work and money is going to be big themes for you. And love, true love, romance. There's something here that a lot of Capricorns you're like sealing the deal, maybe having kids, children. That's a thing. You're moving into a new cycle in your life. So every Capricorn is different. Every Capricorn, you have different birth charts. You have different, rising signs. You're going to feel it in different ways, but just know there is going to be this sense of like accomplishment. And again, Saturn rewarding you, and you're going to feel it throughout the week. Okay. And if you are a cross watcher, if you do watch for your rising or your moon or for your husband, your lover, your colleague, whoever it is, right? Everybody's going to feel this. This is strong. But the mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, as well as the fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and Aquarius, and you, and Aries will feel this the most. And if you have any planets, if you know your birth chart, any planets between 27 to 29 degrees in any of the mutable or fixed signs that I mentioned, you're going to feel this the most. Now, you see on the same day, we then move into Gemini season. So remember, this was happening at 29 degrees. That means the sun just moved into Gemini at 0 degrees. So for the next 4 weeks, you're going to have a big focus on work and health and everyday activities and your routines and your lifestyle. Some of y'all are getting pets. Yeah. All right. Now, Gemini season, I talked about this in your monthly forecast, so I'm not going to spend so much time here. Just remember, you're going to be very social and you're going to be networking because Gemini season, that's what it is. It's communication. It's also learning new things. It's teaching. It's writing. It's travel. It's marketing, advertising, PR, building bridges, launching businesses, opening doors opening for you. But most of all, Gemini season is you having the curiosity to do something new for new things, right? Gemini is very social. And it's all about the mind, right? With Gemini season. So mind over matter and having the power to attract whatever you deserve. All right. So keep that in mind because don't forget Jupiter is also in Gemini. So you've got the sun and Jupiter in Gemini. This is a portal
4 weeks where Jupiter is helping you expand and grow. And it brings luck and fortune and wisdom, optimism, and abundance through everything that I said that's happening for you, especially work and health. Okay? And your lifestyle and everyday activities and your routines. It's kind of a big deal. So just remember what's happening the day after the next Monday. One of the best new moons of all of 2025. Okay? So there is truly something new happening for you now in a really big, auspicious way. So please keep your lines of communication open. And a lot of it is because of what's happening here leading up to it. Now, the last thing, just to remind you, Jupiter is faith and Jupiter is belief. And belief is translated biochemically. This is everything. This is this is why I tell you to vibrate at a high frequency. One of the reasons why, all right? To attract what you deserve. Gemini is, like I said, power of the mind. And Gemini is a twin. And so I've told you this in the past. When you've got Jupiter in Gemini, you tend to see opportunities come in twos. You see two opportunities, but Gemini season also, hey, it means you have the choice. You have the power to choose, okay? Choose self-belief and self-love and gratitude and compassion, and all of that helps you vibrate at this high frequency. Everything is energy. And I say this all the time to remind you, it's not just spirituality or divination. It's literally science. It's Albert Einstein himself saying, match the frequency of the reality that you want. And you can't help but get that reality. Okay. And I use that quote a lot to remind you. And I'm going to emphasize it this week for another reason. But for now, Albert Einstein got what he wanted. His formula works. So keep that in mind. Excuse me. Now, Thursday, May 22nd, you have the Sun sextile Neptune. Absolutely amazing. I love this. Okay. Remember, Neptune new in Aries, the Sun new in Gemini. This is so, it's that 1 degree point, 2 degrees. So kicking off new things, right? Remember, Neptune Aries is that spiritual warrior, a compassionate leader, visionary leader, right? That type of energy for the greater good. It's enormously auspicious, especially with the Sun sextile Saturn. And you've got the Sun at full blast. You got Jupiter expanding everything. You got Neptune bringing heightened creativity, imagination, intuition, compassion, that visionary energy. So you're going to feel this burst of spirituality in this wonderful way. All right. And you will see the difference when you do those, meditations and mantras and even your dreams, Neptune's dreams. So pay attention to your dreams, especially with the Schumann resonance right now. And this is self-belief. And remember what I've said. Again, a lot of things bear repeating. Vision boards. Neptune is visual. Vision, your vision, visualize, visionary. Okay. So Capricorn, what I want you to do, and I feel like a lot of y'all already do this, but what I want you to do is think about your future 6 months from now, a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It does not matter. I want you to just visualize it. Visualize having what you want. Okay? That is the power of the mind. That is the power of visualization. Okay? The past, the present, the future, they're all happening at the same time. This is why I say you create your reality. This is why Albert Einstein says it, because it's true. And visualization helps. And I've told you this. It is science. It's neuroscience. So please take the time to do that and tap into your inner artist, your inner filmmaker, your inner musician, photographer, playwright, or healer, scientist. It doesn't matter. Okay? This is beautiful visual energy, artistic energy. Please use this. And you're going to find this really amplified in your home sector. Remember, Aries rules your 4th house. I'm going to tell you something later. Something that makes me so excited for you. All right. But Tim Burton, yeah, Versace, Frank Ocean, Mikey Madison, they have Sun sextile Neptune. They're born with this. So you see what I'm talking about, that visual, that creative, that side of you. Yeah? All right? Remember, you're on a karmic journey. Okay? And all your inspired actions have these wonderful ripple effects. And you're going to feel this. Now, on that same day, you've got an insanely amazing aspect, Venus trine Mars. And I love what's happening here for you. All right, Capricorn? You've got Venus trine Mars, the two cosmic lovebirds, in this beautiful, powerful, harmonious aspect. And yes, we've had Venus trine Mars a few times this year, but Venus was retrograde, Mars was retrograde, or Mars was in Cancer where it didn't do well. It was different. This is a very different experience. Okay? This is fun, plain and simple. It's Riz. Yeah? You got Venus in Aries. You've got Mars in Leo, two fire signs. You've got the Sun in Gemini. You got Pluto in Aquarius. You got Jupiter in you got all this fire and air. This is you're gonna feel this. You're gonna feel this all week. That's how strong it is. It's magnetism is what this is. You're gonna be like a magnet. So I want you to be social in all capacities. All right? I want you to have fun. This is relationships. This is creativity, creative projects, love, romance, sex, money, pleasure, passion. Please use this. Remember what I said in your monthly forecast. We will not have this again until 2027. Please take advantage. That's why I'm here for you. That's what I want you to do. This will change your life. This is perfect for first dates. It's perfect for just dates. If you're in a relationship, if you're married, go out there, go to the umbrella store, go do something, start a hobby. This is fifth house energy. This is creativity, creative projects, recreation. Okay. You got Mars and Leo in your eighth house. This is going to be transformative for you. This is going to be huge for you. And there's stuff happening here with partnerships, relationships. That's the eighth house. All right. Building upon that. And it can be business. Yeah. Business partners and wealth. There's money stuff happening. There's money stuff happening here in a big way. You see the Pluto aspect that we're coming to. I'm sorry. The cushion is off this. I'm not going to stop the video to find it, but you've got money stuff this week. Okay. Just keep that in mind. And I do want to remind you, if Venus is what your heart desires, right? If Venus is what brings you pleasure, Mars is the action that you take to get it. So take that action and vibrate at a high frequency. Because what did I say about magnetism? With this aspect, people can just gravitate toward you. Things that you want can just gravitate toward you, but you know how the law of attraction works. So you gotta be, at that frequency, because this can bring in those kismet moments, those sliding doors moments. Y'all looking for a home too? Remember, you got your fourth house activated. Some of y'all are definitely buying property, thinking about buying property, maybe doing renovations to your place, maybe getting a roommate, maybe someone's moving in, maybe someone's moving out, maybe there's something that you're selling, real estate, maybe you're moving, maybe you're definitely thinking about moving, or maybe inheriting a place. There's some big stuff happening for you. Okay, so please be around, because this is definitely going to be the last Mars and the last Venus aspect of the month. Go do things. Okay, do something different too. Remember what I said. We're in Gemini season. Be creative. Be curious. Try something new. Okay, go audition for American Idol. Go, open up a taco truck. Buy a hammock, do whatever you want to do, but just do something. Because why is this going to be even bigger? Is because the moon is going to be in Aries. And that's a big deal. If you're a tier 3 member, oh yeah, where we talk about the lunations, this is going to be a big deal. Because it's not just the moon in Aries. And when the moon is in Aries on top of this, what? right? Aries, Mars is a ruler for Aries. When you got the moon on top of this in Aries, that's when you just take action anyway without me even telling you, because it's so spirited and bold and like, let me get this, right? But you've got the moon, Neptune, and Ceres all conjunct. We've talked about Ceres. Remember, she moved into Aries last week. So you have a triple conjunction in Aries at that 1 degree point. The 1 degree point, right, is of initiation, doing things. Don't forget, you've also got Jupiter, Sextile, Chiron, and Eris. In Aries, Eris is Mars' sister, the goddess warrior. You have a lot happening in your home and family sector, okay? And real estate and ancestry, your roots, the foundations of your life. Big time. We'll talk about in the second spread, but it is kind of a it's fierce. It's fierce, is, you know, as the kids say. Now, just like Riz. One other thing that I'm looking for you, there may be something that you're finishing up on May 21st. We do have a triple conjunction that involves the North Node at 29 degrees. So it's kind of like this last gasp in your third house. There's something ending. We'll talk about it in the second spread. Now, all right, oh gosh, I'm going to tell you one more thing because you're going to love this. So one of the best lunations, one of the best lunar aspects of all time, top 5, I'd even say top 3, is the moon conjuncting Venus. And that's happening over the same time of Venus trine Mars. Therefore, the moon will also trine Mars. This is enormously special. Okay? Enormously. We'll talk about it in the second spread and what that means for you. Now, May 24th, May 25th, depending on where you live. Welcome to the least boring weekend ever. Saturn, your ruler, is officially moving into Aries, 11:30 p.m., May 24th, my time, Eastern Standard Time. Convert that to wherever you live in the world. I will do a separate video. Excuse me. You know what? I have all these cups in front of me. It's so funny. And they're all empty. And I'm like, what? Oh. But I had already started your video and I didn't want to. Anyway, Capricorn, I love y'all. Y'all crack me up. I'm going to do a separate video on Saturn, Neptune, and Aries together because, again, it's not just that. Remember, the sextiles and the trines, it's just things that we have not seen in thousands of years, okay? But just let me just repeat one last time. What's happening here has only happened 7 times in modern human history, okay? Just look at your May forecast. I talk a lot more about this. But the big thing here for you, just Saturn moving into Aries, it's been since the 90s, okay? 96, 99. Think about what happened for you around that time, especially with home, family, real estate, ancestry, okay? But again, this is going to be very different from the 90s. Very different with Neptune here. So what does this even mean for you, Capricorn? Well, you've got them both here all summer long until September. Yeah. So what's happening from this point forward until fall? So all summer is going to give you a preview of what your life is going to be like starting February 2026 and beyond. Okay. Now, here's the kicker. It's hardly a preview, right? Because you've already begun. You're already in stage 1. Remember, mid-March. Why do I keep harping on mid-March? That's when we had that 6-planet conjunction over the 0 degree Aries point with a new moon, solar eclipse in Aries, with the equinox in Aries, Neptune having moved into Aries. You know, back then we had Venus in Aries. Remember, Venus flip-flopped between Pisces, Aries forever. We had Mercury in Aries. You got Eris and Chiron in Aries. So when I say you've already been working on this, you've already been doing the work in this Aries area of your chart. Oh yeah. Especially since mid-March. Chiron's been in Aries since 2017. So a lot of y'all don't even know that you've been doing the work since 2017 until now. You're just like, oh, actually, yeah. Yeah, I have. So you are at the beginning of this new stage in your life, and it is this brave new world that you're about to embark on. Okay, brave because it's Aries. But remember what I said in your monthly forecast, the biggest takeaway I want you to know: out with the old, in with the new. All right? Out with the old, in with the new. This is going to be big for you. Saturn is your ruling planet. You share Saturn with Aquarius, and Pluto is currently in Aquarius. That's been breaking things down for you for your new era. And Pluto's been working with Saturn, okay? And will be, right? Who is karma, right? Saturn's karma and life lessons and discipline for you to have these new structures and new system and this new direction. So what's happening this week is so once in a lifetime. It is so rare. When you have Neptune and Saturn conjuncting in Aries, yeah, I said it, and conjuncting all summer, because they're outer planets that are moving so slow, they're going to be conjunct. It's not like this conjunction. They're conjuncting for a long time. Okay? You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it. It's your ruling planet. It's Saturn. But also, you're going to feel it because, Aries is a fellow cardinal sign like you. When we get to June next month, you have Jupiter moving into Cancer, a fellow cardinal sign like you. Your life is going to change. You're going to feel big shifts. And you already have this inkling. You already know. You already know, Capricorn. When I look at your chart, I'm like, oh, yeah, they know their life is changing. And so when I say they're conjuncting, right, Neptune and Saturn all summer, conjunctions are powerful. But just think of the two planets like merging qualities. Yeah? Remember, their perfection will be February 2026. And again, if you don't know what that means, look at your May forecast. All right? But just know this is a time where you are definitely feeling empowered. You're going to start feeling empowered, and you are going to empower, and you're going to inspire, and you're going to contribute to the collective, because that's what 2025 is with Pluto and Aquarius, with everything that's happening. It's all about the collective. I told you about the 4Cs. So it doesn't matter, Capricorn. It doesn't matter if you are a CEO of a company or a chef, right? Or an artist or a designer or a writer or a poet or a dog walker or a grandmother or a mother or a son. Doesn't matter. Candlestick maker. The point I'm making is that what matters is that you matter, okay? And you are going to start seeing that as soon as you hit the end of May. All right? You matter because whatever you do is contributing to the collective in some capacity. And you are going to start seeing this new era start forming for you. And you're going to learn a lot about yourself, because Saturn in Aries is all about mastery of self. We've talked about this, all right? And check out the Neptune and Aries video I did too, all right? That's going to give you a little bit of an idea, because what's happening here is so big. Again, it's been 320 years since we've had Saturn and Neptune in Aries. And so baby steps, if this is new to you, I would do the Neptune and Aries video, and then I'm going to do a separate video. But there's just something really big happening here. And the last thing I'm going to say, don't forget the biggest thing of all. I think I told you this last week. No, I told you in your monthly forecast. Wax on, wax off. All right? Just keep that in mind, because Saturn in Aries is going to require patience. So practice that patience. That Saturn in Aries. All right? That Mr. Miyagi energy. The two most powerful warriors are patience and time. All right? Who said that? Leave it in the comments. I've used that quote before. You should know this. This is a good one. But feel free to go back to your May forecast or your March forecast, where everything started happening for you. All the big changes. Remember those intense energies of April too. They were shaping you. Saturn was really testing you. Okay? With those conjunctions. Oh, yeah. Anyway, your life is changing. And you're going to start seeing it. Saturn is Chronos, time. Saturn, by the way, your ruler is the last of the traditional planets. Yeah. And he's now entered the beginning of the zodiac, which is Aries, right? The beginning. Nothing would exist without Aries. Yeah, astrology wouldn't exist without Aries. So it's the beginning. And that's what I want you to take away. First of all, congratulations for coming to the end of a 29.5 year cycle. You've heard of the Saturn return. I've even talked about the late 90s, the last time this happened for you. But Saturn is the world card in tarot. So, the end of the major arcana. So again, you're embarking on a new journey. A lot of it, the emphasis, home, family, ancestry, real estate, all of that, your roots, that's going to be the big emphasis for you for the next few years. All right. Saturn is traveling with Neptune, the hangman in tarot, who's connected to the world card. What are the chances? So, and again, 0 to 1 degrees. And again, no one on earth has experienced this. It's been 320 years. So unless you are a mermaid, yeah, that you've never experienced this. Now, the last thing. Okay, I promise you this is the last thing. I got to spend more time with you. Capricorn, Saturn is your ruler. Saturn will be sextiling Uranus and trining Pluto. So when I say this is going to be a very different feel from what you've experienced 30 years ago, as you embark on this brand new journey in your life, oh, this is going to be a very different feel. Very different. You got Uranus moving into Gemini in July for the first time in 84 years. So nobody's experienced that. Pluto in Aquarius, first time in 250 years. No one's experienced that. This is big. This is big. I've lost my voice. That's why I can't translate it like that. This is big. It's big. All right. So, I did tell you that Saturn is making things a little bit easier for you at this point. Okay. With these sextiles, with these trines, use it. Saturn, yeah, he'll still test you. You know that. He'll put on his aviators. He is reality checks. This is going to be a very different feel. All right. And you're going to see a lot more clearly what gives you purpose and drive. Okay. What makes your life meaningful enough to do the work that Saturn requires. You're going to want it. You're going to want it now. Why? Because Saturn is in Aries. That's energy. That's fuel. That's fire. You're going to want it. So get excited. Saturn in Aries is a contradiction, by the way. Saturn is slow and old and cold and heavy. Yep. Patient. He's time. He's got all the time in the world. Aries is fast and young and fiery and fearless and impatient, and he doesn't wear a watch. So it's going to be very interesting. But you throw in Neptune, it's a whole other thing. That's why I'm going to talk about it in another video. But just remember the lower expressions of what you could experience here if you're not vibrating at that high frequency. Vibrating at that lower expression, the lower frequency, would be illusion and delusion and confusion and escapism and self-sabotage and everything that I've mentioned in the past. So vibrate at that high frequency and be the change you want to see in the world. You be it. Okay. Who said that? I brought him up too. That's another great quote, but with someone who actually had Neptune in Aries. So wax on, wax off. You'll be rewarded. You know that. All right. Go with the flow with the go. Because at this point, the past is now the past, right? Out with the old, in with the new. All right. We call the past for a reason. And so Saturn is not going to let you bring things into this new era of yours. All right. And everything is cyclical. You know that. And this is just another cycle within hundreds of other cycles that are happening. And this is a big one, though. And this one's going to stand out because Saturn in Aries, you feel that. You see it. Saturn in Pisces, remember, that's very nebulous. It was interesting for y'all, Capricorns. It was very interesting for y'all. And he will come back. Saturn will go back into Pisces in September. Yeah, but it's going to be different. It's going to be very different because you've already done your work. Saturn in Pisces for the past few years, you've already done your work. So when he comes back in Pisces in September, it's more like a check-in. Okay. And yeah, Saturn in Aries, Albert Einstein was born with it. So very relevant here. Now, The other thing is this same, and who's going to feel this? Everyone. Yeah. Excuse me. Early degrees. If you have any planets between 0 to 3 degrees in cardinal signs in your birth chart, yes, Aries, Cancer, you, and Libra, then yeah, you're going to feel this the most. You're going to feel it the most. And like I said, you've got Cancer moving into your 7th house. You've got, Saturn moving to your 4th house. There's so many big things happening for you. And I would even wait until, like, when we get to September, October, whoa. Okay, Capricorn? But anyway, big. Now, let me see. What have we got here? Oh, yeah. Same day, we got the Sun trine Pluto. And so this is huge for you. This is really, really big. This is just very profound. This is a very profound aspect in general, okay? It's very like this supercharge. And you may even feel it like viscerally, all right? It's when you feel on top of the world. It's a sun trining Pluto. And this only happens like twice a year. And this is the sun, that life force, right? With Pluto, power, empowerment, transformation in the sign of the future. So this is all about your future, but this is you having power that you didn't even believe that you had. And this is very transformative. And you're going to feel this all week. In fact, you're going to feel it to the end of the month. It's strong. And there's very likely something you're doing where you're going to be changing your life, or it's something in your world, or your view on something. Okay? Because this gives you a lot of confidence and self-belief and that strong self-esteem. And you've already done that shadow work from that, full moon in Scorpio we had. So now you're just like, bring it on. And this is, it's like, doors are opening for you at this point. Why? Because you've got the keys. All right. You're unlocking them. And if there's any doors closing on you, you're kicking them open. That's what this aspect is. Maybe just nudge it so you don't, hurt anyone. But this is the power of attraction. This is like this life force energy where it's like, let it be known. I've got this power. I've got this magic wand. Please use this. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Leo, and Scorpio, throwing them in, they're going to feel it too. The most, but it's so strong. Everyone's going to feel it. If you know your birth chart, if you have any planets between 0 to 6 degrees in fixed or mutable signs, you're going to feel it. You're also going to feel very restless this day. You're going to feel stimulated, okay? Mind and body, all of that, because we do have that Mercury conjunct Uranus aspect. You're 1000% going to feel this. And when I say you're going to feel this, like restless, it's in a good way, all right? It's like you're about to meet like Harry Styles, okay? You're about to meet Chris Hemsworth or Nicole Kidman. I don't know. Charlie XCX, whoever. It's like that good, something's good is coming, because Mercury conjunct Uranus, again, it's happening in Taurus. So remember your BFF fellow Earth sign, and it's very different from the Uranus Cazimi we had last weekend. This is still powerful, and it is just as rare once a year, but this is like a mic drop because you've got Mercury involved now. Okay. So yeah, breakthroughs, big time, huge. But for you, this is your 5th house. So breakthroughs in love, romance, pleasure, joy, things that bring you pleasure and joy. This is family and children. You're going to feel a lot of this in that area as well. Creativity, creative projects, finances, big thing here. It's in Taurus. Okay. As well as relationships, which we mentioned, sex is a big thing here. Okay, you got Mars and Leo in your 8th house of sex too. There's 2, intimacy or whatever you want to call it. We're adults here though, right? So you get what I'm saying. So you have big moments here. This is a big moment for you. This is Mercury as well. Remember, I said it's of the mind. This is also where you may have these huge moments of clarity, light bulb moments, epiphanies, out of the blue, out of nowhere. Surprise messages, contracts, agreements. I told you about that. Maybe some that you never thought you'd ever get. Okay. Maybe there's something you're signing. All right. Now, this is also Uranus. Remember, Uranus is freedom. So Uranus wants you to shake things up. Okay. And again, a lot of it can just be your perspective on something, or something will happen shifting your perspective on something, especially in the realm of the fifth house. Fifth house is also procreation. So a lot of y'all may find out that, you're having a baby. Congratulations. Or you may talk to your partner about having a baby, or maybe you find out your granddaughter's having a baby. Remember, you have a lot of family stuff happening, but also neighbors and home. You might find out your neighbor is adopting a kid. You just never know. There's so many wonderful things here. The main thing is that it's that breakthrough energy, thinking outside the box. When you get these two planets together, that's creativity, that's innovation, that's inventive, it's original, it's rebellious, it's pioneering, it's inspiring. It's all about the future. All right. So maybe you getting news or insight about your future, how you're seeing your future. In the end, Uranus is change. He's the great awakener, and he's in Taurus at 27 degrees, a mutable degree, as we discussed last week. That's a Gemini degree in Gemini season. Yeah, this is a big deal. All right. So, because remember, Gemini is all about the mind, but it's also communication. So again, news that you could receive and whatnot. And this is very radical energy. It's very innovative energy. It's revolutionary. It's breakthroughs. It's change of mindset for a lot of y'all. Freedom. Just think freedom. Freeing your mind. Yeah, free your mind. Q in vogue. Free your mind and the rest will follow. Okay? So this is a day, and it's a conjunction. It's strong. You're going to feel it. You're going to feel it day before, days after. You'll feel it. Also, I want you to start seeing conjunctions as new cycles being set up for you. They're essentially, that's what it is. But here's the thing. It's the least boring day, because look at everything else that's happening. Yeah. And then remember, it's leading up to that new moon for you. One of the best. And all this Gemini energy, by the way, it's going to be big for you in terms of your everyday activities, work, health, your routines. And lastly, this is the last time ever, right? You'll ever have this aspect again in Taurus, because Uranus is moving to Gemini, where Uranus does so much better in Gemini, because Uranus is basically detriment in Taurus. And you've had this in Taurus since 2018 in your fifth house. So you could have had some disruptive moments when it came to love, true love, romance, family, children, things that bring you pleasure and joy. It's very possible you worked a lot. There's a lot of things that we could talk about here, but I think that you're just going to be happy when Uranus moves into Gemini. And I'm not saying, listen, every Capricorn's different, like I said. So Uranus and Taurus, yeah, there are great things that happened during that time too. Okay. Since 2018 in that area of your life, like meeting, like that sliding doors moment. Maybe you met your soulmate, on the subway or something because you missed a train, things like that. Like there's a lot of wonderful things, but things are going to change in a big way. All right. Mercury is the lower octave of Uranus. They are related. They do rule the air side. So it is all about the mind. Yeah. And communication. Uranus rules Aquarius and Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo. All right. So, and it's funny. I've been telling the other signs, it's like my life story, me being an Aquarius and a Gemini rising and a Virgo moon. So Mercury and Uranus are very big in my life, but fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Virgo, and Gemini are going to feel this the most. I'm also going to throw in Sagittarius and Pisces, okay? If you have any planets between 25 to 29 degrees in your birth chart in any fixed sign, yeah, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, you'll feel it, all right? Now, I do love the moon. The moon's going to be in Taurus too as well while all this is happening. So I do actually like that for you because the moon is exalted in Taurus. There are two aspects that, we'll talk about the second spread. Now, May 25th, you got Mercury in Gemini. I mentioned this in your monthly forecast. Mercury rules Gemini, as we know. So it basically just amplifies all that energy and communication, travel, business, writing, networking, the mindset, gaining knowledge, meeting new people. You're going to, okay, circulating. You're going to be craving stimulation, mental stimulation. You got a stellium. Yeah, the Sun, Jupiter, and now Mercury, all in Gemini. And so a lot of emphasis here in your everyday activities, work, and health matters, as well as, yeah, there's still stuff happening here with the North Node too. So again, I would not be surprised if you're signing something or agreeing to something, or if there's a big conversation that you're going to have. Do you hear the church bells? It's a sign. There's that sign for you. One last thing. One of the biggest reasons why 2025 is a big year of the Great Awakening and of the collective and change is because of Sedna. And I've been introducing you to planetoids and asteroids, and I told you that, you know, you're going to start seeing a lot more like astrologers bringing them into your consciousness because they're so pivotal. Yeah. Sedna I have not brought in yet because that's a 2-hour video in itself. But Sedna is now also in Gemini at 0 degrees. The big, okay, so that we know that's big, and Sedna has not been here in a really long time. And so Sedna will be conjuncting Uranus through the summer too. All right. Now, same day you got Mercury sextile Saturn. So this again, Mercury in Gemini just happened. Saturn in Aries just happened. This is happening at 0 degrees. You will never, ever, ever have this again at 0 degrees. All right. This aspect you won't have again until next year. But this is at 0 degrees. Remember, that's like the creation. All right. The world axis. So Saturn, as you know, your ruling planet, all about the long term. This is insane. This is really big. There's something here with work, health, and home and family. Okay. For you. But there's something big brewing for you. And with this aspect, yeah, it's very like agreements, contracts, business deals, yeah, negotiating, decision making, communication, marketing, all of that. But for the long term with Saturn here, your ruler, okay? So maybe there's something here with money as well, but it can be writing a book. It can be starting a website. It can be opening a store or an online store or becoming a teacher or a mentor. So many possibilities. A lot of big possibilities here. But again, yeah, a lot of energy with home and work. And it just maybe even you prioritizing something here. But either way, Saturn is bringing that promise of the long term and of commitments, okay? In it for the long haul. But remember, you've got to put in the work. Saturn wants you to put in the work. Amazing. Now, everyone's going to feel this. It's a 0 degrees. The cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, and you, okay? And mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces, will feel this the most. Yeah? If you have any planets between 0 to 2 degrees in any of the signs that I just mentioned in your birth chart, you will feel it 1,000%. Okay? And you can even give it a little, you can go to 3 degrees. You can go to 3 degrees here. It is a sextile that you are definitely going to feel for, days before and after. And remember, it's on the heels of that new moon. That's just about to happen. All right? Remember, one of the best of 2025. Capricorn, you're amazing. Let's get started. I'm sorry, I lost my voice and I don't have any, I'm like out of, okay. But anyway, let me just see how much, okay, let's get started. Capricorn, see what's going on for you for May 19th to the 25th. Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Did I see that right? Okay, let's get started. Capricorn, I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. And yeah, You know I love y'all. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Capricorn, I hope y'all are having an amazing. I'm just very excited for you. And here's the thing. A lot of people, when they're just like, oh, Saturn. Come, listen, you tell me, Capricorn, what was your life like? What was your life like in 2018? 2019, when Saturn was in your sign? What was your life like in 2020? Yeah? You know what happened in 2020, right? When Saturn was in Aquarius, when Saturn moved into Aquarius, still in your sign too? So you've already gone through the hard part, all right? If any of y'all are like, oh, Saturn, hey, Saturn's your ruler. You've been working with Saturn your entire life. You're good at it. All right, anyway, let's get started. You're good. You're good. This is going to be easy. This is going to be easy and breezy AF. Yeah? Really breezy, really good. You got me speechless. You got the King of Wands. Listen, I want you to have fun this week. I want you to have so much fun. Yeah. Okay. Well, you promised me you do that. Let me see what's going on for you. Anyway, you got the King of Wands. He is. This is the leader. You already know it. You're a big leader. You're sitting in that throne. There's something here. Again, it feels like there's something inside you. Even you can call it a calling. Your intuition. Something inside you saying, there's a bigger role for me, or I'm growing into this bigger role, and it feels good. You're going to feel that this week. This is an epitome of passion. Wands are your passions. Wands are also work related. Okay. Career, enterprise, all of that. Remember what I said. That's your thing. You rule the 10th house, right? So there can be something here really nice in terms of, there's a level of respect that you feel like you're receiving. There's this level of like authority that you have, or you're moving into it, and it could be really transformative for you. All right. A really, really nice. And it can be even in a relationship. It can even be family related. It can be like paternal, maternal. It's just masculine energy. All right. But at the end of the day, it's just your passions. Okay. Passions. That's all I want you. This is Leo. King of Wands is Leo. Okay. Remember, you've got Mars in Leo all week, trining Venus as well with the moon in your 8th house of transformation, which is what the King of Wands represents. Your personal transformation, as well as like death and rebirth, is new you, as well as wealth building, as well as just having fun. Mars and Leo, creativity, big. Relationships, big. Knight of Wands, very interesting. You got the King and the Knight, but you got the Knight in the heart of your spread. And the difference is the Knight is just, well, obviously younger, but action. He's on a mission. He's not stopping. You got what you want. You're getting what you want. You want more. You're going full steam ahead. The full 9 yards. Don't stop. This is passion. This is nothing's gonna stop me now. All the Knights they're driven. They all have a purpose and a mission. Remember what I said about Saturn and Aries, okay? I love that. I love this energy for you. Really wonderful. And again, there's something here that you're just look across your cross. It's almost like there's a finish line for you and you see it, okay? So just keep going after the things that you want, and you're going to feel that energy, that spirited energy, and you are going to get everything you want. 5 of Wands in your challenge area. I don't mind it. 2 things here. 1, there's almost like you're coming out of a place of, I feel like, let's say things, right? If I were to say like chaos, that would be too strong of a word. If I were to say challenges, I feel like this is so nebulous. You're just coming out of stuff this week. You're going to feel yourself coming out of it, because what I'm getting is like some of y'all may not even be able to pinpoint it. Like, what? You know what I mean? So that's great, because look, you're coming out of that Five of Wands energy, who, by the way, this is Leo. Okay. This is actually attributed to Saturn in Leo. And so it's almost like you're coming out of this strange heaviness where you feel so like fired up and ready to go. The second thing is that, yeah, there's still going to be a little bit of, noise. So rise above that. And it can be, remember, you got a lot of family stuff. It might be family stuff. It might be your children. These are kids. Yeah. It could be your colleagues that you feel are being immature. Yeah. Rise above it. Rise up. You got things to do. You got a finish line. Don't let anything slow you down. Knight of Pentacles in your crown. Beautiful. You got 2 knights. All the knights are on the mission. Remember, you're on a mission this week. You got the Knight of Pentacles in your crown. I love that. Really wonderful energy. This is everything that I was telling you about with that Saturn energy. All about the long term, the long haul. Practice makes perfect. Practice, patience. That's the Knight of Pentacles. He is patient. He's diligent. He's determined. This is all about he sees 10 years ahead. So this is the biggest field in tarot. He's planted his seeds and now he's going to reap his rewards, and it doesn't matter how long it takes. So there's something here where you're seeing, you're mapping things out for you. And yes, I did say seeds plural. You can have more than one thing. And this is all about that stability. And yeah, remember I said, many times you've got, Pluto and Aquarius in your second house. You have, Mars and Leo in your 8th house right now, like money. That could be a thing for you. Money, finances, money. But Pentacles are your physical reality. So keep that in mind. This can be a relationship. It can be a marriage. It can be whatever, but for the long term. You got the 8 of Cups. Yeah. You're on a mission. You're done. You're done. You're especially done with all that, Saturn and Pisces energy. You're ready for Saturn and Aries. I told you you're going to want it. This card is attributed to Saturn and Pisces. And you see that he's leaving. He's walking to higher ground. Nothing's wrong with these cups. He just knows something is better for him. He's heard that calling. He's felt that calling. And he's trusting his intuition. And it's a game-changing moment. And sure, for some of y'all, it may be a little bittersweet. Like, I can't believe I'm doing this. But you feel it. All right? I told you about that visceral energy. That's amazing. And then the world in your future. What did I say with Saturn? The world, right? Saturn is attributed to the world. And this is the end of the major arcana. This is the end of the road for this new journey. Be very proud of yourself. I said you're coming out of a 30-year cycle. But then again, it's just a cycle within many other cycles with the Jupiter-Saturn conjunction with, that was 2020. The Saturn-Pluto conjunction, that was 2020. So we're in the middle of many. I'll do another video and we're in 12 cycles right now. Anyway. Ooh, the dancing figure here. Dancing for a reason. Yeah. Honestly, when I say the Sun, Sextile, Saturn, that is being proud of yourself. This is achievement. This is recognition. This is you on this really long journey, and you've come to the end. Okay. And remember, through your journey, through the Fool's journey, there's polarities. There's you went through a lot. Okay. But this is kind of like the merging of everything into this. You made it. Let's get to your stuff. You're going to, and you're going to see big changes. Okay. Oh my God, Capricorn, I love y'all. Y'all are amazing. Y'all, come on, stop. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. How much time? Okay. And I love y'all. Yeah, don't just listen. I'm gonna, yeah. I'm gonna give, you get one of these. You get a mic drop. I'm going to give you, what can I give you here? I'm going to give you Chris Farley. Can I tell you I'm part of a sticker club? I'm going to give you Aaron Paul. Anyway, you're good. Look at this. I can't. Capricorn, I feel like I'm just gonna clap for you. I can't I'm so happy for you. Like, oh my gosh. Okay, so the seven. Are you ready? The Seven of Pentacles. Yeah. There you go. You're ready. You're ready. Do it. Do it. Take that time. You've been sitting on something. You've been sitting something, like itching for something else. Okay. You probably spent some time thinking about, yeah, I thought about, the past 6 months. I thought about the past year. I thought about my future. Am I happy with everything that, all the gains that I have right now? Do I see any gains? Do I need to switch things up? Do I have to make some adjustments? And if you do, that's great. Because remember, the Knight of Pentacles in your crown, you're already thinking. All right? So map things out. And this is saying is just take that pause. Because some of y'all may be very happy with all the work and effort that you put into up until this point. But just know everything is about to change. All right? So ask yourself, just take that time, especially with your physical world and money and wealth right here. All right? If there's any adjustments you need to make, because it looks very clear, there may be some that you're thinking about and you're going to be fine. Now, what are the chances? What are the chances that I told you, and you're the only sign that this has happened for, that I said Saturn is with Neptune traveling together all summer? Okay? And we haven't seen that in our lifetime. Okay? And I said Saturn is the world card. Neptune is the hanged man. Yeah? If there's any sign that's really going to feel it, hey, Saturn's your ruler. You and Pisces, right? Neptune being Pisces ruler. But this is humongous. Remember how I said the world and the hanged man are related? They're you got the only two people in tarot where their legs are crossed. Yeah? Listen. Okay, I'm looking at the time. Let's just get through it. Hangman, yeah, that's just that shift in perspective. The hangman comes right before the death card. Yeah? And that's transformation. So this is you. Look at you. This is you looking at everything with a new perspective. That's what you're doing this week, okay? Huge shift in perspective, whether it's something that happens in your world that changes your life, whether you have a moment where you're in nature, under a tree, right? Or, I don't know, on a rooftop, drinking a Zima. It didn't matter. You're just having that moment of clarity. You're going to have it, okay? In terms of what's got to change. And you will be willing to make any sacrifices. You're going to be willing to surrender everything you need to have this change, because what did I say? Out with the old, in with the new. Saturn is not going to let you bring any baggage, right, into this new chapter, this new era in your life. Okay? That's what's happening here. And I've told you that many times. Out with the old patterns, systems, ways of thinking. It's all going to change. Now, the second thing, a lot of you are just going to feel that. Secondly, yeah, it may be someone in your world that's going to change your perspective. And the third thing is that it's very, 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 very likely that whatever new era you're moving into, it feels like there's just someone else on your journey, and it's like you're changing their world too, and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful feeling. You got justice. Yeah, justice will be served. Yeah, you're cashing in your karma points. Yeah, you've earned it. Everything. Okay. Justice attributed to Libra. Not a lot of people know that Libra, Saturn is actually your ruler as well as Aquarius, but not a lot of people know Saturn is exalted in Libra. And maybe I'll talk about it I'll do a video on that or something. Nobody knows that. It's so funny. Libras do, because I tell them all the time. But you think about it, right? Libra is all about like commitments and, the long term, things like that, right? And then so is Saturn. It's all about that long term Anyway, justice is attributed to Libra. That's why I'm bringing it up. So there's something here with partnerships, with relationships, with legal matters. Some of y'all are hoping for some really big, like maybe marriage or signing a contract or whatever it is. But remember what I've said all along, take those inspired actions. Actions have consequences, but inaction have consequences too. So do things. It seems like you will, but there is definitely something here where you're seeking this, justice for, I've put in all this work and energy. And yeah, Saturn's rewarding you in the biggest way possible. You got the Empress in your final outcome. You're good AF, okay? You got the Empress. You have a goddess, the goddess of abundance. This is love. This is super conscious love. This is what I say about passion. This is passion. All right. This is the birth of new things. I said a lot of you are going to have kids, pregnancy, things like that. Yeah. That's happening. Grandkids, things like that. Yeah. She's pregnant. There's a big sign of it. There's a huge sign of it. This is why some of your worlds are changing. Yeah. Secondly, though, is that she's pregnant. So this card just represents, creation. She is like Mother Universe, creation. You've got so many aspects at that 0 degree or passing over the 0 degree of creation. So new things. She's card 3. 1 + 2 equals this new reality. Okay. So there's something new. Look at the golden wheat, right? That's a new crop. So new, the birth of the new. There's something being created. There's something new that's happening. That's going to be visceral. That's going to be of sensual, right? And even, there's sexuality is part of the Empress as well. You see the symbol of Venus in her stone-shaped heart. So there's money here too. This is abundance. You see the pomegranates on her gown, okay? Fertility and growth. That's why like that pregnancy, but in terms of things growing in your world too. Everything she touches turns to gold. You are good as gold. Maybe that'll be your title. Maybe it'll be the fact that this just happened. And if you are a cross watcher, have you seen what's been going on this week? I told you this is the week. And most every sign has had more than okay, let me see what here. We're going to take these 3 cards away. You got all court cards, all major arcana. I told you this was a big week. Look how significant this week is for you. This is really big. It's huge. So you're good, Capricorn. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on. And oh gosh. Okay. So second spread. You listen. A lot of what's happening here is with Moon conjunct Venus, and then you have that triple conjunction in Aries, and then you have that triple conjunction with your North Node, you got Saturn with the Moon. When you have Saturn conjuncting the Moon, we got to talk. And then you Juno, highly active this week. We've talked about her. You see, anyway. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join, and y'all are amazing. Next week, you know what's happening next week. Get excited for that new moon in Gemini. Capricorn, I love y'all. I think this is the longest reading again this week. We'll see. I love y'all so much. All right, bye-bye.